We are back with it. What is this on my screen? Can this get off?
Yeah.
Okay, there we go. Cool. All right. This is the second one of these.
Yeah. What?
Nothing. Our draft. That's what we're doing. Talking about
Already off to a great start, right?
mainly, not just the draft. There's going to be some extra stuff thrown in there.
Yeah.
I didn't make a title for this. It's fine.
So
People will figure it out.
it's gonna be the same as the last time. We'll have the different categories, break in the middle for a food test because we love food. Why would we not do that? So, you want to go and start off with the first category?
Sure. So the first category we have here is draft winners and draft losers.
Yep.
I don't know if the draft is still going on today, but if it is, then it's picks like rounds 5, 6, and 7. So
it's like 7 right now.
Obviously, that could
Probably starts to
matter.
happen.
Like Brock Purdy was drafted in the 7th round. There's some other play, but we're going to talk about mainly the first round and then a little bit of the second round. But that's just kind of what we're going to talk about today. So give me your stance, Jay, on where you think the Bears are. They didn't have a second round pick, but at the first pick, they drafted Caleb Williams. And at the second pick, not the second, their 9th pick, Rome Odunze?
I think that's how you pronounce it. We apologize for mispronouncing names because we
So-
cannot speak.
Even if Caleb Williams is garbage, he has Rome, he has Keenan Allen, he has Cole Kmet still at tight end,
Yeah.
he has DJ Moore. Like,
I love how you asked my stance and you just gave me your opinion.
well, I just listed who he has. Like, where do you think he's going to
So
be?
I think out of all the quarterbacks drafted, Caleb Williams is falling into a team that should be able to support him the best, honestly, with the offense he has.
Mhm.
Now the Bears, I don't know a whole lot about like their O-line and stuff like that, so that could be an issue there.
Yeah.
But like purely from like scoring wise on offense, running back DeAndre Swift, good running back, good receiving back. Like Jonathan said, Keenan Allen, DJ Moore, Cole Kmet, Rome, he should be pretty good, I'm guessing, if he's going in the
Yeah.
first round.
First 10 picks.
Yeah. So I like where Caleb Williams is headed. I feel like it'd be difficult for him not to be decent.
Mhm.
Like, I'm not gonna like a lot of times for quarterbacks, especially first year, like if they're not like insane, I don't put it too hardly against them. Because there's guys like Trevor Lawrence who weren't great their first year, but kind of
Right.
eased into it. So that could be the case for Caleb Williams, but I'm expecting him to be decent compared to most of the other quarterbacks drafted.
Yeah, I think you're right. I would label them, I think, like right now, you can only speculate. I would say that, I mean, everyone knew they were going to take Caleb Williams at the first pick, but I would put them at draft winners. I think they did a good
Yeah.
job. I would agree. I talked to someone this morning who said they needed probably defense more than offense, but they've relied on defense for a long time, and that's gotten them last in the division. So
Yeah,
let's try something new this year.
Yeah. Not the defense isn't like an important part of the team,
For sure.
but like if you have a high scoring offense, the defense doesn't need to be carrying the team the whole time.
Right,
You know?
for sure.
So
Eberflus on his second year as the coach. So I think that's going to help that he's staying, and it's not just this new system entirely. So I'm excited for the Bears. By no means I think they'll be the best this year, but I'm excited for the direction they're headed.
yeah, for sure.
We got our two teams up next. The Chiefs, draft winners, draft losers. I got my opinion, but I'm gonna let you speak first. 'Cause
Honestly,
once I go, there's no stopping me.
I feel like they did really well. Like I wouldn't call them like obviously like I think in the draft like the Bears were one of the best, if not the best teams overall. But the Chiefs did pretty well. They filled in a lot of spots they needed.
Mhm.
First pick, they got a really good receiver that I did not expect to be there in the draft still.
Me neither.
I feel like he
think
almost got
that's-
overlooked a little bit, but
1,000%.
because he broke the record on the 40, right?
Yep. I don't know
Really
what
fast.
it was. I think it was a 4.21 or a 4.22.
Yeah, and like similar to Caleb Williams falling into an offense that has a lot of weapons, this guy has Patrick Mahomes as his quarterback.
Mhm.
It's gonna be difficult for him not to be good.
Well, you look at it too. Like last year, our defense was leaps and bounds better than our offense, and so this year, in terms of defense, we lost Snead and we lost Gay, but we kept Jones. We re-signed a bunch of other key parts, and then on offense, it was already bad, and then we got rid of MVS, which I'm glad of, and then that put Kadarius Toney as our number 2 receiver.
Yeah.
Moves need to be made, and then Rashee Rice got in his whole kerfuffle. Now you
Yeah.
definitely need to do something.
If you want to like interesting thing I just thought of, like if you compare Xavier Legette, is that how you pronounce his last name?
Oh, are the Chiefs guy?
Yeah. Or no, that's the Panthers guy, my fault. But the Chiefs
Xavier
guy.
Worthy.
If you compare him to Rashid Rice, like last year when he got drafted, like I didn't know that much about Rashid Rice. Like I don't know how good he was in college, but like he was almost a 1,000-yard receiver his first season under Patrick Mahomes.
Yeah.
So that kind of proves how.
I think it's going to help Worthy too. The fact that you're going to have Hollywood Brown catching, you're still going to have Travis Kelce catching. Rashee Rice may still be out there, he may not. So he's going to be wide receiver 2, wide receiver 3 for part of the year. So he's going to get his reps in, but he's going to do good. Probably not as good as Rice did because Rice was drafted, placed right in the receiving lineup. I'm not sure if that's going to be the case for Worthy, but this guy is quick as heck. So I'm very excited to see. And then we drafted a tackle in the second round too, which we desperately needed. And then I think in rounds 3 we drafted a tight end and a corner.
Yep.
So I'm very happy overall. Kelsey's not getting any younger. And so we have a good tight end room. So we're just adding another weapon to that.
Because then they have, who's the other guy they had last year that was decent?
Noah Gray.
Yeah.
And then obviously Snead leaving. Just get another quarterback in that room. Just see how he's going to do. Very, very happy with how the Chiefs did. How about the Steelers? They're next on this list.
Yeah.
They were way more boring, but I think they got some essential pieces for sure.
So the Steelers, like me being a Pittsburgh fan, I feel like they fit the holes they needed to. So they got offensive tackle in the first round, which is definitely what they needed. I always thought they would go for a center, which I'm a little disappointed that they didn't. But they did get that center out of West Virginia, I believe, in the second round,
right?
Which is good. And then drafting Robin Wilson in the third round, I'm really hyped about because Pittsburgh might not be the case this year, but until it isn't, I'm going to say it is. They have like a long history of drafting really good receivers in the draft, no matter what round they go in. Like Antonio Brown, he was like what, 6th round?
I saw a YouTube video on this too, like George Pickens, I think Deontay Johnson, Juju, Antonio Brown. They were all guys that were not drafted in the first round. They were all later round guys. So Pittsburgh is a very good history of that. Like Tomlin has a very good history of being successful. So I think the Steelers' offense is going to be their whole team, but I think their offense, especially this year, is going to be super fun to watch.
Yeah, I'm excited about that. As long as the like I said, like the offensive tackle, center, that area in particular is the part I'm worried about. So as long as I can fill in those holes, and be decent for what we need to do, I think this would be exciting to watch.
Yeah. Last team we have on here would be the Dolphins. I didn't follow them super closely in the draft.
Neither did I. So I don't think, I'm going to be honest, from what I saw, I don't think they did great.
Me neither.
Because the Dolphins have multiple areas that need filled right now. They're kind of like a team that has a lot of potential, but has like a lot of different areas.
They drafted an edge rusher out of Penn State, represent.
Right after Pittsburgh too.
Yeah. I think that their offense is fine. Their running backs are old and fragile. The receivers
not a chain. Their running back room is fine, I think.
Mostert still has up there though.
Yeah, but what is it? Devon Chain.
Yeah.
He used to running back 2. Really good last year.
He was really good.
He should be good this year too. He's pretty young, so I'm not worried about that. I'm just like the Dolphins kind of surprised me with their edge pick because they lost Wilkins, I think it was, and another good player on defense this year. So I'm curious to see how they'll be on defense because that's been an area that they've struggled in a little bit.
I think it would have probably been good to draft a receiver who doesn't fumble the ball like Tyreek Hill does. But
well, you're just biased because you're a Chiefs fan or whatever. They still have Jalen Waddle.
Jalen Waddle's a dog.
I don't know who the heck their tight end is anymore. But
yeah, they get rid of tight ends
because they don't need tight ends. They have Jalen Waddle and Tyreek Hill.
I guess that's true.
Who's the fastest guys in the NFL?
Gesicki last year, I think.
It was, but he's Raider now? Somewhere.
Raiders drafted.
He's a Patriot now.
He was a Patriot a couple years ago. What's he doing flip-flopping like this?
I don't know. Anyways.
It was fun to watch. I watched the first round of the draft this year. That was all that I watched. But it was the draft is super fun because you get to see their reactions, and then they're surrounded by
Yeah.
family, and it's cool. It's cool to watch the draft and see these
Yeah,
guys'
it's
dreams
definitely
come true.
it's like us as fans, like these are like real people that have a future now, which is
Yeah.
cool to see.
Moving on to the second category, we have like kind of 6 this time, so we're gonna move through 'em a bit quicker. You wanna announce this one? Start us off.
Yeah, so this category is like draft woes, so stuff that like surprised us, either good or bad, that we didn't expect to happen in the draft, but it did. So we'll get started with that. So the thing, obviously, probably most of you would say this too. First thing that comes to mind, Falcons. What the heck are they doing? Drafting 8th pick Michael Penix Jr. as a quarterback. Just signed Kirk Cousins to like $114 million deal. I'm not sure how much it was. A lot of money, 4 years. They'll get a 24-year-old quarterback. 24 years old. What is the plan behind that? I have no idea.
There's
But
a lot there that is questionable. When I was watching it, the guys were debating who the Falcons were going to take, and none of them agreed on who the Falcons were going to take, and they all said a different guy. None of which were Michael Penix Jr.
because why would you pick him?
Because the
Exactly.
Falcons have so many needs. They have receiver needs. They have offensive line needs. They have defense needs. The only place that they're solid is special teams and running back. And quarterback, honestly.
Yeah.
Kirk Cousins still has years left in the tank, and if you're going to draft a quarterback, don't draft the oldest one in this draft.
I don't know. Because Kirk Cousins, he has a 4-year deal. So
right.
by the end of his deal with the Falcons, Penix is going to be 28 or close to it.
Like, I just
So-
don't get it. Plus, I watched some of Penix's games. He's a talented quarterback. He's old, and he's a lefty, but he's a talented quarterback. So to just have him sit for 3-4 years and then have him start his first career game at 27, 26, 28 years old, I think it's a lose for both sides. But we'll see what happens.
We'll see.
I mean, Kirk could get hurt, and then it could come in clutch. Kirk could get traded or benched. Like, you just don't know. But I just don't know if I like the pick.
Yeah, that's like all a bunch of like potential stuff that could happen.
Yeah,
It might not be very likely, which seems like a lot to waste on a draft pick.
for sure. And it's your first one, too. Like, they had a good draft pick. They had pick 8. And away it goes. Another one here, which I thought was super fun. The first defensive player in this draft was taken at pick 15, and I don't know if I'm correct. I know it's the longest it's been in the common draft era, which has been since like 1970 something, but I think it might have been in NFL history. In all of the draft, there has never been a defensive player go after pick 14, and one went at 15 this year, which
surprising
is a testament to how talented this offensive draft is. There were a lot of good offensive linemen for sure. 6 quarterbacks were taken in the top 12. It's just a really talented draft. And there was a lot of talented defensive guys as well. But it was interesting to just see them just kind of get pushed back as far as they did.
And the Colts, just if you don't know, the Colts are the one that picked him. He was an edge out of UCLA. So that should definitely be a good pick for the Colts, too.
Yeah, I'm excited to watch the Colts this year. They're going to be super fun to watch.
But yeah, that was an interesting fact there. It surprised both of us. Another one was the Niners picking a receiver with their first draft. Which was interesting. It's like the Niners are a team that I know of that don't really need a whole lot filled. So the receiver, to me, like that could be hinting that they're like trading Ayuk or Debo.
Yeah, but even if they were, like that Juwan Jennings guy, if the Niners won the Super Bowl, he's Super Bowl MVP.
Mm-hmm.
So I think he's even a solid number 2 receiver if you get rid of Ayuk or Debo. So to go in and draft this guy, I don't know. Obviously, I don't get paid to know, like these draft scouts and team managers do. But I did think this was interesting to have the Niners draft a receiver of all positions.
Yeah, that was interesting. Our last one we had on this list was the Bills trading away both of their first round draft picks.
They traded their first one with the Chiefs, and then they got the Chiefs pick 32, and then they traded round one their pick 32 with the Panthers.
Why? Because it's interesting. Bills are a team that desperately
Need a
needs some
lot.
players, especially in the wide receiver room. If you look at that pick 32, who did the Panthers pick? A wide receiver.
Yep. Who did the Chiefs take? Wide receiver. That's who they traded with.
Two good wide receivers that they could have had.
Also, I was talking to my dad.
Then sorry, go ahead.
The last time the Bills traded with the Chiefs,
Mm-hmm.
you know who the Chiefs selected?
You.
Patrick Mahomes.
Yeah.
So,
and it's curious too because 32nd pick, Panthers got a wide receiver. The Bills in the second round, that was finally their pick. Who did they pick? A wide receiver. Why did they not pick a better wide receiver? I'm not saying the wide receiver they got might not be good. Is Keon Coleman. Never heard of him, but he could be decent. You never know with the wide receivers in the draft. But
yeah, the only thing I could think
I
of
don't know.
is they might have wanted just to have quantity over quality of picks because they need so much. Plus, they get a lot higher picks in these later rounds. So I think they have a lot of picks in like 5, 6, 7. But I don't know. I think that coming into this, you look at the Cowboys and Bills both are teams that needed some pieces, and you knew guys that were. I have friends that were super excited about these picks, and they just gone.
Yeah.
So interesting by both teams, but the Bills especially trading away their entire defense in the offseason, getting rid of every single receiver they have. Like, I don't know, to trade all that away too. Interesting to me.
In the Bills, like I get the approach of like quantity over quality, but I always feel like you need a standout receiver.
Yeah.
This year, because Josh Allen only has so many years left. So like between like this and the next like 2 years, it's going to be the Bills' like only chance to get a Super Bowl.
I feel like that has come and went though with having Diggs, and Davis was a solid number 2 for a couple years. That defense was on its peak, and they couldn't get past
the Chiefs.
The Chiefs, yeah. I mean, I don't want to say it but it's true. They just could never get past. But to just kind of get rid of all of this, I don't know. It might pay off. Like we're just sitting here. That's what is kind of fun about this. Is you're speculating. You don't know. We don't know. But looking from this far out, you're just like, you're just not sure what all went into it.
Before we segue into our next segment, I'm gonna refill my drink.
Sounds good. I'll entertain the people.
Yeah, I'm gonna keep my mic on, so I'll try not to say anything weird.
Oh yeah,
so I'm too lazy to take it off. So if you all hear me, I apologize.
They can definitely hear you. I tested this the other day. They can hear everything you're saying.
I'm also like dealing with allergies right now, so I apologize for being congested.
Everyone's dealing with allergies. That's what spring is. I'll go ahead and let you guys know what we're ranking this stream. I was bouncing around in my head what I think we wanted to do, and me and Jay landed on Doritos, and we have a little bit of a mystery contendant here. I already showed that to Jay, but I think it's going to be trash. But Doritos are a super good snack in general, so lazy Sunday afternoon, what better to do than snack on some Doritos?
All right, we back.
You ready, Jay?
No. Let's get started.
What was your seat wet? It just splashed me.
It's not wet. Put it for my fingers in my water bottle.
All right. The first one is we're just going to get the controversial one out of the way.
Here's our disagreement. I think these are good.
This is the most trash snack ever.
They're good.
They're not good. They're not. I'll
if they're like stale, they're not good, but otherwise. Yeah, well, they're stale right now. That's why they're not good.
The flavor's trash too, though. Like everything about this is bad. Every single thing about this. You know why these are stale?
Why?
Because they've been in our basement for like 8 years. Because no one likes to eat them because they're trash.
Or good. Stale as heck. So I'm not going to rank them very high, but they're good.
So let's try to get this right. It makes sense for us to rank them from this to this, but it's backwards. So this would be first place towards me, and towards you is last place. So last. In depth. Should we try to show the logo? Trash. Absolute garbage. All right. We'll move on to my favorite Doritos flavor. Sweet chili.
My favorite also.
Would it be cringy if we just like open it from the bottom?
Yes, let's do it.
Okay. With the honors.
Thank you.
You're so good.
Like, you can't beat them.
We should have thought this through. Whatever. Oh, well.
It's fun. When they're watching
You know
our
what?
videos,
Don't
they know
care.
it's not going to be like quality stuff.
True.
So,
All right, next one. Whenever, a couple years ago, when my parents were doing youth work every Wednesday, and there were snacks, without fail, these were here for the snack time. These just taste like nostalgia to me. I don't think they taste good, but they just taste like me being 10 years old, watching movies in the other room with my sister, so we're not being disturbing.
get the 4-1. Bro.
It's fine. I caught him.
Barely.
These taste is average. Nostalgia puts it in second for me right now.
Yeah, like, they're a good snack. I like them.
Why does that one lean up and this one doesn't?
I guess we open that one from the bottom. I don't know.
You know, you might be right. All right. Second to last one. You can't rank Doritos without ranking the nacho cheese ones. You know, it doesn't get more classic than nacho cheese Doritos. That one stands up.
I mean, they're good.
After eating those, after everything else, they aren't as heavy on the flavor.
Yeah.
I'd put these third. I don't know what you're thinking.
I'll put them third.
Cool. All right. So as I was perusing Dollar General looking for these, we're at the checkout line, and from the corner of my eye, Smart Food Doritos Nacho Cheese Popcorn.
It's gonna be garbage.
This might be more trash than this. These
We all know.
stale barbecue Doritos. But I had to get it. Like I
I'd
just had
rather
to.
like eat grass than eat that, probably. But we'll see.
Do you want me to go first, or
Maybe
you?
we're talking too much trash on it right now.
We might. I mean, I think Smart Food Popcorn's good. I just don't know if they're trying to.
Is there even flavoring on that? Let me try that again. It's just like
the reason you eat Smart Food Popcorn is like it's what it says on the bag.
that's a weird aftertaste.
Gluten free, no colors from artificial sources, no artificial flavors.
The reason you eat it is so you can feel good about yourself.
Calories per serving is 70.
Like,
No one eats these for flavor. They're good, but
are these though? Like the aftertaste, I can't get over that. It's kind of weird.
yeah. But for what I expected, not bad at all. I would rather snack on these than snack on those. But for the sake of integrity, I think we put it last.
Yeah. Also, like these, if they're not stale, if you get them fresh,
They're not good.
I would put those like second for me, honestly.
So this is a disaster in terms of trying to get it lined up. But there you go. No one's surprised. First time I had these was out of a Tommy's dumpster. So it just tastes like nostalgia. Tastes like adventure. These taste like nostalgia. Classic. Gross.
Just lost all respect for you.
Abysmal. We've had this conversation before multiple times.
Yes, yeah. I just hit my mic. They're gonna hear like. You're welcome, guys.
All right, move these off to the side. Be snacking on these periodically.
I'm not snacking on any of that except maybe the purple
Popcorn?
ones. Popcorn, no.
Okay. So that's 3 down. Yeah, we got a person. I didn't even realize. Hello.
Yo, what's up, dog?
3 down. 3 to go.
I'm waiting for them to leave.
Oh my, what is my sister? Get out of here. Leave.
Leave.
You don't even like football. What are you doing here?
Shout out to Abby. The birthday present was amazing. Thank you so much.
She did hook us up with chocolate that
Yeah.
I stole from him today.
I gave it to you, but that's why Abby's the best sister. Thank you. What?
That is going to be so much feedback in the... I ain't leaving. Bro.
Bro.
All right.
All right, well, we're going to stop the live stream.
Yeah, bye, guys. We
Peace.
end it. All right. Three more.
ASMR me eating chips now.
Yeah, it's just gonna be in the background of I'm trying to talk. Okay. These next three categories, I purposely try to keep you in the dark about mostly, because I just like to get your opinion on some certain stuff. Because I watched our last one of these, and I cut you off so many times. I didn't even realize it whenever we were doing it, and then I watched some of it back, and I was like, oh my word.
Yeah.
So I'm just gonna ask you questions, and you're gonna talk, and I'm gonna try my very hardest not to cut you off, but it is going to happen eventually.
I mean, you already have multiple times today, so we'll see.
Probably. All right. Category 4 is player predictions. I have 6 names here. I'm gonna say some to you, and you're just gonna tell me how you think they're gonna do. Maybe some of their stats for this year.
I'm gonna pull up when they were picked out in the draft, and so I have a little bit of background information.
Yeah, I have that here too that I can. So the first one, you have to be Caleb Williams. Round 1, pick one.
Yeah, I mean, we already touched on this earlier when we were talking about draft winners and losers with the Bears and drafting Caleb Williams. I feel like with the Bears' offense and the weapons they have, he should be decent. Like, worst comes to worst, it could be maybe like a Trevor Lawrence situation where he just needs a couple years to warm up to it.
Mm-hmm.
But I think he's one of the few quarterbacks in this draft. There were so many quarterbacks drafted in this draft. I think he's one of the few that will actually be good enough to make it in the NFL. The rest of them, I think, are busts. I'm not gonna lie.
Okay. Second one on here, round 1, pick 4, Arizona Cardinals. Someone I personally think is overhyped a little bit, Marvin Harrison Jr.
I do agree that he's overhyped slightly, but I feel like he's still a very good receiver.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like he went to a team that should be able to get him the ball the most, honestly, because the Cardinals, they just traded Marquise Brown.
Yeah.
Did he trade him, or is he a free agent?
Marquise Brown?
Regardless. Yeah.
Yeah.
Regardless, it's not on the team anymore. Went to the Chiefs. So I feel like Marvin Harrison Jr. will be able to get the ball a lot. Kyler Murray, he's not a terrible quarterback.
Yeah, but he is about as tall as Abby, though, so that could be. He has to get a step ladder and throw it over the O-linemen's heads.
I didn't say it, okay? I didn't say it.
Marvin? Abby likes
Valid.
the name Marvin.
Better than Keith. Sorry, all my Keiths out there.
Every single Keith just left a dislike on this video. Every single one of them. We're about to get an army of Keiths in the next like.
You think I care? Anyways,
here's what I think is interesting.
just cut me off.
I don't think I did. I really don't think I did.
Go ahead.
These couple quarterbacks that were taken. You heard all the hype about Caleb Williams. I don't watch college football. I don't follow it, so I don't know the skill of these college quarterbacks. But Jaden Daniels and Drake May. Jaden Daniels went
to Washington.
Yes, he went to the Commanders at pick 2. Drake May went to the Patriots at pick 3. Who do you think is going to be better between these? Like, they're honestly put in a very similar situation. The Patriots and Commanders are kind of one and the same to me.
Yeah. So, like, going off of what I said before, I feel like a lot of the quarterbacks in this draft are overhyped and not going to be great.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like Jaden Daniels, like, team-wise, he's in a better position. I don't really, like, the draft this year, I'm going to be honest, I don't really follow it that well this year. I don't really know that many of the players, how good they were in college, or anything like that. I haven't really seen them play. So it's kind of hard for me to pick one better right now.
Right.
But I feel like just Jaden Daniels beating, like, on an offense that has, like, Terry McLaurin, Curtis Samuel, Austin Eckler, like, I feel like he'll be a bit more productive than Drake May will be able to be. I'm not saying Drake May is going to be worse. He's just, like, on a worse team overall, in my opinion.
That makes sense. I think a lot of people would align with that.
Abby agrees. He knows what I'm talking about.
Yeah, exactly. Next one on here, a guy you touched on a little bit, your receiver. What are your hopes for him coming into this year and then the next few years afterwards?
So for Roman Wilson, like Pittsburgh right now, receiver room is something that needed filled because we have George Pickens, obviously pretty good, and we have Van Jefferson, who's decent, but
a number 2 though.
A number 2, that's not really what you want. So my hopes for Roman Wilson is he'll be able to be productive enough to be a solid number 2 for now. Like, I feel like most receivers the past couple of years that I've seen with Pittsburgh, guys like George Pickens, Pat Freiermuth, even like Chase Claypool, his first like year with Pittsburgh before he had the issues. We'll leave it at that. They put up good numbers and they played well. So I feel like that's going to be similar to how Roman Wilson's going to play. Because like even like I mentioned Chase Claypool, like if you look at his stats for the first year with Pittsburgh, first or second, he was good. It's more about like um him as like actual like person rather than his play abilities
Mhm.
are what made him not be good. So
Last one I have on here. I think I was watching YouTube, and I heard someone say that if they were a quarterback coming into this year's draft, they would hope and pray that they get drafted to the Vikings because they have the best win now team, decent defense, best receiver in the NFL if they can keep him. And JJ McCarthy got that luxury.
yeah, they also have Aaron Jones at running back. He's a very good receiving running back.
How do you think JJ McCarthy is going to do, and how do you think the Vikings compare to the Bears in terms of all around talent?
So with leaving quarterbacks out of it, like all around talent, I feel like the Bears, like the Vikings have a better standout player in Justin Jefferson.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like the Bears have a little bit more depth in their offense.
Yeah, I would agree.
But to be completely honest, like I said multiple times on this live stream so far, I feel like most of the quarterbacks aren't going to be able to be that good. I don't know. That could be like a hot take. I just feel like
I
JJ
for sure think
McCarthy.
that's a hot take.
I feel like JJ McCarthy isn't going to be great with the Vikings. We'll see.
Wow. Okay.
We'll see.
So you think Caleb Williams and the Bears are going to have an overall better record than JJ McCarthy and the Vikings?
Yep.
Okay.
100%.
Interesting. All right. That will be it for round 4. When I was watching the draft, they were flashing up these different stats, if you will, and statistics of these different teams and how they've been performing. And so I wrote some of them down, and I just want to let you know if that's going to change. Not necessarily this year. We'll say this year and next year with their new talent being brought in.
Okay.
So there's 2 for the Bears that I thought really interesting. Never in the Bears franchise ever have they had a quarterback go for 3,000 yards in a season or 30 touchdowns. It might have been both, or it might be either or. Does that change this year? Yeah, Jay, be mature.
I'm very mature. I don't know what y'all are talking about.
Does Caleb Williams this year, next year, at some point with the Bears, have a 3,000 yard, 30 touchdown season?
For me, that's hard to say because, like I've said, like I haven't really watched these players play.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like Caleb Williams, from what I've heard, is capable, especially like with the talent on the Bears team right now. He's definitely capable of throwing for 3,000 yards. So I would say that's more plausible than getting 30 touchdowns.
Okay.
I feel like he might be able to achieve that next year, if not this year.
This one's a little more daunting. The Bears have not had a playoff win since 2010.
And Abby left.
Ha!
My one comment.
The Bears have not had a playoff win since 2010. Does that change in the next couple years, or is that going to stay the same? Because that division is competitive. It's very competitive.
I feel like that's going to stay the same, honestly.
Yeah.
Just with the division that they're in. It could change within the next couple years, depending on how Caleb Williams is going to be. But I feel like it's just too hard to tell right now until there's at least one season that they've played with Caleb Williams.
For sure. The Giants, 6 out of their last 7 seasons has ended in a losing record.
Mm-hmm.
Daniel Jones is coming back this year. He might be healthy. They got Malik Neighbors. They got a number 1 wide receiver for him. Saquon Barkley is gone. The offensive line is still sketchy, and they still have a defense that is shockingly sketch. Can they finish at 500 or better?
No.
This year, next season?
No.
No?
Nope.
Okay.
Sorry, Pastor Blaine. This is not happening.
The Falcons have missed the playoffs in the last 6 seasons. Not even
Has it been
one
6
of
already?
Yes. The Falcons have missed the playoffs in the last 6 seasons. That division is weak. They now have a true quarterback. They have decent talent. Bijan Robinson is in his second year. They got some receiving talent. And that defense, is there. Are they going to make the playoffs this year, next? Like, all they have to do is win their division, which is probably winning like 8 games.
Yeah.
Do you think they can make the playoffs this year? Their only real competition is the Bucks. The Saints don't know who they are.
I feel like the Bucks still have one more year this year where they're going to be top of that division.
Okay.
I feel like the Falcons will be very competitive with them this year. Not quite make it. The Bucks will edge out like one win over them maybe, and then the Falcons will probably make it next year. Is my guess.
Okay. Do you think that does change in the next 2 years? The
Yeah,
Falcons
because if
will
you
make the
think about
playoffs?
it, like the Buccaneers, their offense is pretty good right now. Mike Evans and Chris Godwin, they're getting pretty old.
Yeah.
So I feel like within like the next year, it's going to be the Falcons making the playoffs over them probably.
Okay. Next one. Similar, but it is just so much more depressing. The Jets have missed the playoffs for how many seasons? You want to guess?
8.
13.
Nice.
They have missed the playoffs in the past 13 seasons. Aaron Rodgers is coming back. They have a defense that was really good last year. No receiving talent to speak of. Actually, I don't even know, who do they select? They selected the tackle out of Penn State with their first round pick.
Yep.
Do you think they can make the playoffs this year, next year? Bills are no longer a threat. I think the Dolphins are probably on top of that division as of now. But what are you thinking for this season, next season for the Jets?
I hate to say it, but I feel like they can make the playoffs this year.
I would not enjoy that.
I would
feel
not
like you're
either.
right.
But I feel like they definitely have the ability to make the playoffs this year if they can pull it all together. So that's my take on that.
I unfortunately think you're right. I do. The Vikings have had a losing record 3 out of their last 4 seasons. Now, we already have heard your terrible take on how you think J.J. McCarthy is going to perform. Do you think he can lead that team to 8, 9 wins this year? If Justin Jefferson is healthy, I think he might.
I feel like if he's able to stay consistent enough with healthy like receivers and whatnot, they can get to like above 500 or at 500, definitely.
You think that can change these next 2 seasons?
I feel like that's gonna be like the way it's gonna be a couple of years for the Vikings until they actually find a quarterback.
The next one, I would consider it probably the second most competitive division in football. The Seahawks. The Seahawks. 2 out of their last 3 seasons, they have missed the playoffs. I didn't do my research of who they picked in the first round. I'll try to find out here what you think.
Take a left or a right sock.
You know what, Jim?
That was a pretty bad joke. I'm sorry. Comments.
They selected Byron Murphy, defensive tackle out of Texas, with pick 13. Do you think they can make playoffs this year, next year? Niners have that division on lock, and the Rams are super good. There's no way they can win the division. Wild card would be their best shot. Do you think they got it in them?
I feel like they can definitely make the wild card. They almost made it last year between them and Pittsburgh.
Not even the same.
Not Pittsburgh.
Brother.
Between them and the Rams.
Yeah,
no, you're right. Pittsburgh being in the wild card also. I'm sorry about that. Anyways, I feel like they can definitely make it. B-Wags left the team, right?
Yeah.
So
he did.
Who they drafted who they draft again? Someone on defense, right?
Defensive tackle, yeah.
That should help fill that a little bit. Obviously, B-Wags being gone is going to be definitely some big shoes to fill.
Mm-hmm.
But like he was getting old, and for like to be blunt, he wasn't quite as good.
Yeah.
Still, it's not going to be a huge difference. But still, and you think about it, Aaron Donald gone now too.
No, you're right. You're right for sure.
Definitely going to be a huge hole for the Rams. So we'll see. I think they definitely have enough potential to make the playoffs. Honestly, like the Seahawks to me are kind of like one of those teams like the Dolphins. A lot of talent on offense, quarterback that's questionable, some defense that's questionable, but definitely have enough talent to make the playoffs.
Yeah.
So
the next 2 involve our teams. We'll start with the Steelers first. The Steelers have not won a playoff game in 8 seasons.
That's rough.
This is the best their team has looked in 8 seasons. They lost to the Bills last year in the playoffs. That would not happen again this year. But every single team in your division has improved. Do you think you guys can make the playoffs? And if you do you think you guys can win a playoff game?
I feel like Pittsburgh definitely can make the play. Obviously, before I even say anything, I'm going to be biased.
Oh no, for
We
sure.
all know that.
For sure.
I'm probably going to say the same exact thing I said last year, but I think we're going to make the playoffs and possibly make second round.
I would say that the Ravens win that division.
Mhm.
I just think their receiving core is weak, minus Mark Andrews, but they have Lamar Jackson and Derrick Henry. They're going to win that division. Joe Burrow has had 1, maybe 2 healthy seasons. That's going to be rocky. And then the Browns, at the end of the day, are still the Browns.
Yeah.
So I think 3 out of those 4 teams in that division make the playoffs. I think the Steelers are one of them. Depending on who you guys play, I think you could very well move on. If you play someone like the Chiefs, like the Ravens, like the Dolphins,
Even
I don't know.
I'm going to cut you off here.
Okay.
You're welcome. How's it feel?
Oh, you know, it's fine.
Even a team like the Ravens, or if they play someone else in the division, I feel like Pittsburgh could still definitely win. If you look at like that whole division, the teams against each other, they could suck. The other one could be like insanely good, and the other team could still beat them because they play each other so hard.
Yeah.
The Ravens did not win a game against Pittsburgh last year. Ravens last year were really good. They should have been able to beat Pittsburgh at least once. Regardless of what you say,
Both of us
them
beat
benching,
Pittsburgh last year.
Yep. Regardless of what you say about them benching players and whatnot in the second game, either way, Pittsburgh still beat them both times, which shouldn't have happened. So I feel like even if they do end up meeting each other in the playoffs, Pittsburgh definitely has a chance at beating them.
No, for sure.
So that's my take on that.
Next one is about the Chiefs. They've won back-to-back Super Bowls.
Mm-hmm.
Can we get the three-peat for the first time in NFL history?
Oh, definitely.
You think we can? You think Chiefs win Super Bowl this year? You're calling it right now.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yep.
Wow. Well, that's so sweet of you. I don't think so.
I
think we win our division about as easier as I could beat a 5-year-old in a race. Oh, it's coming back.
Anyways.
The Chiefs are going to win their division like I could beat a 5-year-old in a race. That is the weakest division in football, and it's not even funny.
The Falcons division just doesn't exist.
I would take any team in that division. I think the Panthers could beat the Raiders. I genuinely do.
Mm-mm.
But you look at the teams that are going to make the playoffs. You're going to see the Steelers there. You're going to see the Ravens there. You're going to see the Texans there. You're going to see definitely Dolphins. I would say maybe Jets. Like, it's just going to be so competitive. And the target on the Chiefs' back, so huge. You're going to get everyone's best each time. I just don't think we can make it. But I like how you believe in us. Also now, for the Patriots. They had the best team in football for so long. And then they started to crumble a little bit, and then Tom Brady left. They were a dumpster fire, and now Bill Belichick left. They have a new quarterback. They have a new coach. I think they have new coordinators. Is this the start of betterness for the Patriots? Are they going to – I think they won 2 or 3 games last year. I'm going to set the bar at 5. Can the Patriots win 5+ games this year?
I feel like there's enough bad teams in the AFC and NFC that they can win at least 5. I'm not going to say any more than that. Because the Patriots, like, they're on a rebuild right now. It's going to be a few years until they're decent.
Yeah.
So I'm going to say 5 max.
We'll do a few more of these. It's a super long list, but we still only we'll shoot for an hour. We can do a few more. The 49ers have made the NFC Championship game 5 times in the last 6 years. Do you see them making it back there? And do they win it if they do?
Definitely can see them making it back there. I feel like it's going to be Niners and Lions again. I feel like Lions.
Really?
Here's my hot take. Lions Chiefs Super Bowl.
Like it should have been last year.
Yep. Exactly. That's my logic behind it. The Lions have shown they have the ability to beat the Niners. I feel like they can just push on this year after that and actually do it.
Nice. I like it. But you think the Niners make it and lose?
Also, I have $5 on the Lions running back.
So we do have that.
I need that. I need that, guys. Okay.
All right, let's do one more here. I like.
We have 2 people watching. What's up, guys?
Oh my word! This is a miracle. Let's do 2 more.
Abby has 2 accounts. She's watching them both.
Oh my word! She probably does. Let's do 2 more. I like these 2 right here. The Jaguars have missed the playoffs 5 times in the last 6 seasons. They have a roster healthy enough to make the playoffs each and every single year. Why don't you think they're getting it done? And do they get it done this year?
I feel like for a lot of teams, it's just like teams that should make it, like the Jaguars, like last year. It's almost like might be even like player mentality, honestly, because you have all the skill you need to make it. It's just a matter of like coordinating it and working together and actually be able to like believe you can make it. So I feel like that could be why they didn't make it last year. This year, I feel like they'll probably make it.
Okay.
I don't really see why not. I feel like they might sneak in the wild card with Pittsburgh. So that's my take on that.
Okay. And then the last one. I think you kind of already answered this, so but we're just going to circle back and finish on this. The Buccaneers have made the playoffs the last 4 years in a row. That is shocking to me.
A little bit, yeah.
You said you think they win the division again. Do they make it 5? You think they make it 5 years in a row?
Yep.
Okay. Nice. So we'll call it there. You watched, if anyone here, both of you.
All both of you.
All both of you. Watched the first one. We ended on games, and we're going to do that again this year. Do you want to go and pull up that NFL wheel on your phone again? We have 3 different games that we're going to do. I try to have Jay know nothing about them, and yet he does. So it's fine. So the first one we're going to do is have him blindly rank teams. Second one we're going to do, he's going to build a random NFL team. And then we're going to end the stream with both of us making some way too early season
You want the team
predictions.
generator?
Yeah,
Or,
that one. All right. So blindly ranked teams, we're doing 1 through 5 after the draft. So
Okay.
I'll go ahead and make 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now that the draft is mostly over, there you go. We'll spin it. And I wonder if we should show this to the camera so people know that we're not cheating. We'll let them see it first. Who the heck is that? Who the heck?
What?
Oh, it's your choice.
Are we gonna do that again, or
I'll pick one. I'll hit you in the soft spot. We'll go Steelers here.
3.
You think they go 3? All right, we'll spin her again. Imagine it's your choice all 5 times, and I just get to like mess you up. I cannot read that at all. Buffalo Bills.
Four.
That's what I would do too. I think you're right. I really do. I think you're killing
I was
this so
debating
far.
between 4 and 5.
Spin it again. That looks blue, like a light blue. Tennessee Titans, maybe? No, it's the Texans.
2.
This is a sneaky spot you had yourself in because you have spot 1 and spot 5.
Watch me end up with like the Jets at 5, and then like the Giants at 1 or something. Both New York teams.
And you have landed. Ooh, that might be the Bills actually. No, it's the Eagles. Oh, that is so rough because they don't belong in 1 or 5.
Arguably, they belong in 1. I feel like they could easily do that.
Okay, your number 5 team. This is so funny. I hope it's like the Chiefs or something. Oh, that does look like a bad team. Purple's not a good color.
Ravens.
It's the Jets. I think that's a perfect list. I really do.
I am very happy with that.
I think that's
Jets and Bills could arguably be swapped, but regardless,
I think that's a perfect list. I really do.
I'm very happy with that. Oh, we lost someone.
No, we've lost them for like 5 minutes. All right, what we're gonna do now is I'm gonna give you offensive line, quarterback, running back, 2 wide receivers, a tight end, defense, and a kicker.
Okay, no running back? Oh, no, you put a running back. Never mind.
We're going to spin this wheel. You're going to fill out this team, and we're going to see what record you think they would have at the end of the season.
Okay.
So the first team that you get to pick from, is it worth showing this or not? I don't even know. Texans.
Ooh. Interesting. Running back. No, I'm kidding.
Who is that?
I feel like I'll go on and start and do quarterback.
Okay, you're taking Stroud?
Actually, no, I'll take O-line because our O-line's pretty
O-line?
good. I'm taking Texas O-line. I'm happy with that.
I don't think I hate that. The next team, oh, that looks like Steelers. That's yellow. That's yellow. Who makes the Jaguars yellow? Regardless. Got the Jaguars.
I'll go and take ETN.
Okay. Ooh, I like that.
That's the running back for those of you that don't know the Jaguars running back.
Quarterback, tight end, 2 receivers, a defense, and a kicker.
I could take in the tight end for the Jags too.
Evan Ingram, yeah, but you got the Texans again.
Are we gonna do the same team again or not?
We'll do the same team again.
Okay. Diggs.
Ooh, okay. I like that.
Kind of forgot they have him now.
Me too. Spin it again. Probably going to be Texans.
Imagine.
All right, that's nowhere near green. That looks like a hot pink. Oh, we just missed the pink. To land on the Carolina Panthers.
Oh boy, kicker.
Hey Siri. Oh, should not activate? Okay. I don't even know who he is. So we're just going to go.
He probably sucks anyways. He's on the Panthers.
Is it Graham Gano?
I don't know.
We'll just put Panthers kicker.
We'll think of some mid kicker, and that's probably who the Panthers have.
Chris Boswell. Sorry.
Wow.
Oh, that's green. That could be. Nope, it's bright red.
Browns.
Patriots.
Oh.
Yikes. Are you taking a rookie?
I'll take Hunter Henry as a tight end.
I like that pick. I do like that pick. Spin it again. That is the worst Y I may have ever written in my life.
That's a Y?
Yeah. Who is this?
Chiefs?
Kansas City Chiefs, baby.
Patrick Mahomes.
You have to. This team is stacked. All right. You have defense and a wide receiver left. 2 spins. Oh, that is bright green again. No way this is Texans.
Seahawks?
Is this actually Texans? Miami Dolphins. Defense?
Tyreek Hill.
Yeah. Wow. This team is unbelievable. Your defense.
You wrote Hill. We're saying Taysom Hill by accident.
Your defense is that of the Seahawks, I'm guessing. Bucks defense.
Bucks.
That is so
That's
good.
solid.
That is a very solid team. Okay. I think this team loses 2 games. If this was a real NFL team, I think y'all go like 15-2. I really do.
I'm saying 14-3.
Panthers kicker, Bucks defense. Your receivers are Stephon Diggs, Tyreek Hill, Hunter Henry at tight end, Texans O-line, Mahomes at quarterback, and ETN at running back. That is unbelievable. You killed that. Nice job. All right. Last thing we're doing here. We're gonna spin this wheel again. What the heck?
Spin that wheel.
It's gonna land.
Copyright.
Oh no, Jay, what have you done? All right, we're gonna spin this wheel 3 times, and we're gonna guess that team's record this year.
Okay.
That is bright yellow. Indianapolis Colts. I'm gonna go first here because I have so much to say about the Colts. We had a debate going last year of who's gonna be a better quarterback, CJ Stroud or Anthony Richardson. And I will admit right here that CJ Stroud would have won that regardless. But at the time of his injury, Anthony Richardson was on pace to have better stats than CJ Stroud, who was the greatest rookie quarterback the NFL may have ever seen. So I think that the Colts, if we say and pray that Anthony Richardson stays healthy, and you still have Zach Moss, JT at running back, you still have Pittman and a solid defense, I don't know if I would say they can win that division, but they might be a playoff contender somewhere around there, which leaves you with a 9-8 record.
That's what I'm thinking.
I'm going to say Colts at 9-8.
Like I feel like the Colts and the Jags are going to be 2 teams competing for a wild card. Like Colts, Jags, and Pittsburgh, all going to be competing for wild card 1 and 2.
Are we just both going to say 9-8?
Yeah.
All right, cool.
Possibly 10-7, but I'm going to stay humble and say 9-8.
Yeah, just set the bar low. So if they
do
well, you can. This looks like blue. Are we thinking Panthers? Oh, that's pink. Chargers. Here's the thing, man. Herbert's such a good quarterback, and he just got left high and dry. Where's Keenan Allen? Where's Mike Williams? Where's Austin Eckler? Where is their coach? Where's their defense? They're all gone. They have nothing
They have
left.
like McDonald's burgers as a receiver.
They have nothing left. I think people don't understand how garbage they're going to be this year. I really don't. I think that you're going to see them do okay and finish with 5, maybe 6 wins.
I'm saying 5-12.
You'll say 5-12. I'll say 6-11.
Okay. Got one more left.
Two kind of mid teams. Hopefully, we can finish here with a really good one just to send this off with a bang. If that's the Texans again, this is rigged. Man, what a fitting end to this. Pittsburgh Steelers. Where do we think they're going? I'll let you go first on what your thoughts
I'm
are.
gonna say 11-6.
Okay. Without knowing their schedule, well, I do know their schedule because we're going to a game this year. I think I'm excited about the Steelers, and I want to overhype them. They're a PA team, and I hate the Eagles, so I have to cheer for that.
I don't know why the Eagles say this for.
I think you guys should win 11 games. There's always one you win that you shouldn't, and you lose a couple you shouldn't. Did you say 10-7?
I said 11-6.
Okay, I'll say 10-7.
Okay.
I think 10-7 is just going to be where you guys sit and you make a wild card. So I think that's where you sit after the draft. 56 minutes. That's not bad.
Yeah,
I
that's
think
good.
happy with this.
Good timing.
Thanks to Jay for joining me again for another one.
No
It was a pleasure to have you on. Thank you for the person, my sister, who watched
There's one
this.
other person.
And then last one we did got 13 views, which was way more than I was expecting. So
Yeah.
if you want to drop down in the comments, let us know if you like us doing this or not. Want us to continue doing it. But we're for sure doing it all throughout the summer. But
Great.
We talking football. We're gonna rank something each time. Just good time. Thanks for watching. We'll
Yeah,
see you. Oh,
thank
there's
you.
another one. Have a good day, guys. We're literally seeing you in like 20 minutes. What do you mean? All right. We will see you whenever we post something else.
Yeah.
I have not been keeping up with that. My apologies. But we just had another person join as believing. That's so tragic. I could draw a mustache on you for clout.
Nah, we're good actually.
But there's Sharpies right there, Jay.
I will knock those over.
That's fair.
All right, we out.
Yeah. See you
Dorky
guys.
Dogs for you out. See you guys.
Can I reach that? I can't reach it. Come here.